Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Chris Capture's back again, and this is part 3 of my entire single issue comic book collection. If you're noticing, this is a different recording from the first two parts because I realised after 2 hours of recording that my energy had just dropped. So I'm re-recording this final box. We're on the last box of 3, so we're on the final third now. This is the last video. We've got a load of books in here. Luckily, they're more organised. Fingers crossed. A little bit of housekeeping up top. Thank you so much for all the support and everything so far. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and I know you have just dinged that button as well to make sure you're updated for when these videos go live. If you could head on over to my other socials as well. My TikTok is doing quite well at the moment. I've not been posting on it for the past couple of weeks, but it's been doing well other than that. And also, I've just made a new Instagram. The handle will be here for all of my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube stuff relating to this channel. All my little content creation stuff. So it's a bit more organized, a bit more streamlined, probably more into what you guys are looking for as opposed to all my other stuff as well. And if you like any of the comic books that you've seen today, chances are they are available on Blackwell's books. They are not sponsoring this video, but I am affiliated with them. Click the link in the description down below and purchase anything off the channel. As long as you went through my link, you're helping me out. That's all I can ask for. Thank you so much for the support on the video, and let's jump right into it. Okay, so I'm just going to dive into the box now. I believe this first section is all going to be DC books, and there's a lot of Batman books in here, so let me go grab the first lot. Okay, try and keep these a bit more organised than last time. Last we left off, I believe we were looking through obviously a lot of random books, but there was a lot of the DC Rebirth stuff in there. So this is Action Comics issue 957. It was only Action Comics and Detective Comics that they kept the original numbering for, so there you have. This was the first issue from Rebirth after they relaunched, but they kept the same numbering system, and there is only one issue in there. Here we have the Batman original solo title DC Rebirth issue 1. I did manage to get most, if not all, of the Rebirth issue 1s and the Rebirth one-shot issues as well, so if you haven't seen the last video, check that out. They were probably in there. These were maybe the last two here. Now it's just for some random books I picked up, either like possible key issues or just things that I was interested in at the time. So we have Batgirl issue 35. This was a soft reboot. I believe the team writing and producing it was different. This is Babs Tarr on the artwork. She redesigned the Batgirl costume and gave her a soft relaunch. This was like people's favourite version of Batgirl for quite some time, so I picked that up. Get the gorgeous artwork of that new cover. Got Arkham Manor issue 1. I didn't pick up the rest of this series. I read it though. It was pretty good. Yeah, interesting book. Was not expecting anything like that. Seemed to have a bit more glare than last time. Okay, so this is going to be a full run of Batman Eternal. This was when I first started getting into like trying to pick up weekly comic books. They did 52 issues of this, so that was one every week. The story was way too blown out, I feel. It was a good story, but it went on way too long and had too many confusing bits. It would have been much better if they did it once every 2 weeks or just a monthly book and just trim the story down, trim the fat on it. But this involved every member of the Bat family, every member of the Batman mythos, every villain you could think of was somehow wrapped up in it. The artwork, the covers were great. Obviously, great team making it. Scott Snyder, James Tyrion V, all these other guys. Well, anyway, so that's issue 1. We're going to try and burn through these, but give you a good look at the artwork. Issue 2, issue 3, issue 4. Like I said, it was a really good story, and it was some of the best we had seen from some of the Bat family in quite a while, which was great to see. But at the same time, certain bits were just drawn out. Volume 8, Volume 9. This is, I believe, Batman from China or Japan. Not entirely sure which, but this was just after the whole Batman Incorporated stuff that they had going on before the New 52 reboot. Obviously, when there was loads of Batman titles going, or during the New 52 reboot, that might have been. It was after Batman got brought back from the dead anyway. He was like, oh, what if I end up dying again? I better make a Batman for every major country in the world. Some of these covers are super stylized, like this one. Great. Yeah, super stylized, super colourful cover. Stunning. The Spectre, got involved as well, doing some detectiving. Killer Croc there. Batgirl and Red Hood facing off. Jim Gordon ended up going to prison, and it was revealed that it was Hush behind all of this. Oh, I've just lost a book. Do 23 there, and I'll have to get the next lot. Warning, spoiler ahead. Spoiler warning for everybody involved. It was Hush. On to 26 now, so we're only like halfway through the series now. Like I said, it went for 52 issues. They were, during the new 52, they were obsessed with the number 52. Obviously, there's 52 weeks in a year. A lot of comic books were weekly at the time, even though they didn't all have to be. Batwing there. I think they fell into the same trap with Future's End. I believe that went for... Or maybe that was bi-monthly, so it came out every 2 weeks, maybe. Bush there wearing the bat cowl, doing his shenanigans. Things going on. That just looks like a panel from the inside. Yeah, there's another super moody. I believe that's Jim Gordon's son. I believe they end up getting him out of prison because he was a murderer, but they needed him to help with the case or something. Took his daughter there, Mr. Freeze, obviously some Poison Ivy stuff going on, Bane in the background. Everybody was involved. You got the Riddler there. The Owls, the Court of Owls were involved as well. I cannot remember what the Riddler is doing out in the middle of a snowy place. Red Robin taking on some sort of nanite infection thing. There was too many plots going on in this. I like it. It holds a strong place in my heart because it was the first like full 1 year big long run that I ever collected. But I'm not blinded by it. I think the follow-up series was actually better, Batman and Robin Eternal. Just because they trimmed the fat and it focused a lot more on the return of Dick Grayson and the return of Nightwing. And which, if you know anything about me and you've watched these videos before, you watched part 1 and 2, you'll know Nightwing, favourite character from DC Comics. We're on to 45 now. 46. 47, there's Hush back. He's torturing Alfred. Another cool artwork. Even the crowd is in the shape of Penguin's hat. And this is very Batman Year 1-esque. It's 49, 50, 51, and finally 52. Super cool artwork, that one. Speaking of Batman and Robin Eternal, so this is the follow-up series. This took place a year after, I believe. Same staff working on it again. This had Daniels on the cover. Issue 2, 3. I love the colours on this one. Don't know what it is. That shade of like tealy blue and orange. Obviously, teal and orange, really popular colour palette, especially in movies. Does it for me? 4. Issue 5. Issue 6. Issue 7. Another super cool cover. Look at that artwork. If something's got nice poppy colours and they work with the flow of the cover, I'm always going to dig it. As you saw from part 2, I did also just pick up a load of books just because I liked the cover. Speaking of liking covers, there's a lot of variant arts to come in this box as well. From when I had way too much disposable income. So that's issue 10. Another super cool artwork here. Issue 11. That. Super cool. 13, so we're halfway through the run now. This one only went for 26 issues. So much better. Azrael's in this one. So I think between the two series, you have literally had everybody from Batman's history. In Cairo, Batman's darkest hour. Globetrot in this one. Look, he's fighting Moon Knight. Not really Moon Knight, I don't actually know. Cannot remember who that is for the life of me. Issue 20, another cool cover. Grayson's the only one left standing. 21. 22, this was when Damian had a pet demon bat. 23. Got Moon Knighter in there. Not Moon Knighter, Midnighter. 25. Finally. 26. This is a chunky issue, this one as well. Another super cool cover. This was when you had the Robins storyline as well. So they were a group of like street level kids who were teaming up to fight like, it was basically turf war against Joker fanboys and Batman fanboys who all wanted to be a version of Robin. Okay, so carrying on with the Rebirth stuff now. Back to Rebirth. This is the Aquaman Rebirth one-shot, issue 1. Batman Rebirth. The Flash Rebirth. Green Arrow Rebirth, Green Lanterns Rebirth, Superman Rebirth, one-shot, issue 1, and the Titans Rebirth, issue 1, The Return of Wally West. Woo! Okay, I think we're a little over a third or nearly a half of the way through this box. Making good time. Robin Rises Omega. Was this? Yeah, it was just a one-shot. So this was Batman going on a hunt to revive Damian Wayne after... Because, of course, you're not really a Robin anymore if you don't die at least once. Damian came back with his superpowers for a little bit as well. Never managed to pick up issue 1 of this series, but I wanted to pick it up because I was interested in it. I thought they were doing some interesting things that might end up sticking around. This is Secret Origins from the New 52, because you can't have a reboot without rewriting everybody's origins, can you? So this is issue 2, issue 3 with the Green Lantern on the front. Also, each one features like 3 short stories, or the retellings. Issue 4, Secret Origins with Harley Quinn. And issue 5, I believe this was the final one. I believe it's just a 5-issue run, and issue 1 is the only one I don't have. Might be able to pick it up now just to complete that run, maybe. Sinestro, issue 1. He got his own series in the New 52, but it was a little bit later on, so I was able to jump on board for that. And issue 2, that's all I picked up. I believe I read the first trade paperback, and it was pretty good. New Suicide Squad, issue 1. This was when they rebooted it halfway through, started a new numbering so that they could get a whole new team in and stuff like that. Issue 2 of that same run, I believe they wanted to just change the lineup and stuff like that, and this became a bit more like what the lineup that we thought we were going to see in the movies was, which kind of, you had Deadshot, you had Deathstroke, who didn't end up making it, but you had Harley Quinn, and yada yada yada. I was enjoying this run, so we got issue 3, issue 4. That's quite an iconic cover now. I think this was the cover of the trade paperback, I believe, so a lot of people had this, and a lot of people liked Harley's new costume in that. Issue 5, so this is Reverse Flash. They're going to Japan, clearly, for some reason. You got 3 versions of Man-Bat. Captain Boomerang, he was on the team in the movie. Issue 6. Okay, we're getting a little bit mixy with the titles. I believe I'm in alphabetical order at the moment. So this is DC Rebirth, Superman, issue 1 of the relaunch, because they, like I said, it was only Action Comics and Detective Comics that kept the original numbering. This is a super, super good series. I collected, I think, the first 5 or 6 trade paperbacks of it. This, for me, is one of the best Superman runs because it's just Superman being a dad, and it was a much-needed refresh for the Superman character. I don't always like reading Superman because sometimes he is just an overpowered Boy Scout who people don't know how to write properly without just taking his powers away, and they do that in every storyline. It's not fun. So this was him having to take on a new challenge, which was him being a dad, also having a son that was developing his powers, so he was able to step into sort of the Jonathan Kent role, and I really loved this series. Between the 6 trade paperbacks that I had of it, nearly came to tears multiple times. It was really heartwarming, really good. Superman Unchained issue 1. I don't know how many issues of Superman Unchained there was. It was just a small little mini-series. Jim Lee coming back to do the artwork on it. Big Teen Titans fan, as you guys know by now. So Teen Titans issue 1, issue 2. I wasn't the biggest fan of this lineup of the team. I was able to pick up a new Teen Titans run at the time, so I was happy. Manchester Black coming back into it. You know, everybody's favourite character, Manchester Black. That was issue 5. Let's see if we carry on with this. It looks like we are, but it might be the last one that I got. Looks like it. Teen Titans issue 6 from the New 52. Wonder Woman issue 40. Just a cool cover. Convergence issue 0. Deathstroke issue 1. I picked up the trade paperbacks of these. Pretty cool series. There's Detective Comics issue 27. Free Comic Book Day. It was a retelling of the original Batman origin story, his first appearance in Detective Comics issue 27, only with new artwork, and I think it had a couple different stories in there. So DC Universe Rebirth, Detective Comics issue 934, so leading up to the big issue 1000, which I also have in the collection. Okay, now we're on to another big run of stuff. Future's End. If you want to talk about convoluted stories, this is where you just need to look. It was fun seeing Batman Beyond and stuff like that, but overall story not too great, to be honest. This was back in 2014. I was a much younger, much dumber man back then, and I had much more disposable income. Frankenstein was pretty cool. He was also on the Justice League Dark team at the time as well. Issue 5. There was a lot of Firestorm in this series as well. A lot of Red Tornado. Issue 8. Future's End issue 9. Future's End issue 10. Batman Beyond there, like I said. Pretty cool. Apologies for hitting the microphone so many times. Probably cut it out anyway. Future's End issue 12. Hawkman. You can't have a wibbly wobbly reincarnation timeline multiverse hopping thing without Hawkman and Hawkgirl in there somewhere. I believe this is Batman Beyond outside of his costume. Issue 14. Issue 15. That's a pretty cool cover. Very like old Sandman-y-esque. It's a horror elements in that cover. Issue 16. And that looks like that's all that I've got for Future's End. I don't know if it was just a 16-issue run or whether there was more and I just didn't end up picking the rest of it up. I thought I had completed it. Maybe I didn't. Put on screen now if I did. Gotham Academy issue 1. This was a super interesting story, to be fair. Boarding school inside of Gotham. Bunch of kids uncover a mystery. Really interesting. Gotham by Midnight issue 1. Interesting series. Didn't really follow it through because I wasn't too interested in it. Grayson, like I said, they were bringing back Dick Grayson, who stepped away from being Nightwing and doing loads of other stuff. This was him working for Spiral, so being an international spy. Super cool artwork there. This one was a cool variant art. This is Monsters of the Month variant cover. This was in December 2014, so it was way after Halloween, but they just decided to do everyone as monsters that month. Yeah, we must still be in alphabetical order, which is at least some sort of order. We got DC Universe, Rebirth, Green Arrow, issue 1. This is issue 1 proper leading into the series, not just the one-shot. This was quite a cool series as well, like refreshing some of the Green Arrow story, bringing Black Canary back to him, because that was a big thing in the New 52. They never had Black Canary and Green Arrow together. So Green Lanterns issue 1, so this was the relaunch with Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz, I believe it is, as our 2 Green Lanterns of Earth and our sector of the galaxy. Harley Quinn issue 0. Was this the first time Harley Quinn had her own solo book? I believe it was. I believe that's why this issue 0 was such a big deal. And issue 1. Hey, this was a super cool series. Multiversity. This was written by Grant Morrison. Each one followed a few different multiverses, so we had all 52 worlds. This was when DC decided there's only 52 different universes in our normal universe, and we're going to go explore them. The story is going to interweave. Some of the comic books are going to be comic books inside of them. So I think in this second issue, this first issue was a comic book inside one of these multiverses. This one just takes place on Universe 20 and 40. Here you've got, it's a teen magazine and all the heroes are celebrities. This is World 16, Pax Americana. This was, I believe, maybe when Superman landed in Germany, maybe was in this one. I think he landed maybe in Nazi Germany. This is World 4. Thunderworld Adventures, going back to like the old school looking Shazam there. This was on World 5. The guidebook. So this one like explains like a lot from all the different ones. It has the map of the multiverse as well. This was sort of where the story started to like lead everyone down to like what's actually happening in here and sort of retconning a load of stuff from the past. Chunky book, that guidebook. Okay, here we have the Mastermen. So this was where Superman landed in Nazi Germany, sorry. This is World 10. This was a really interesting book as well. So Ultra Comics. This is on World 33. This sort of takes us on a flow from like Silver Age books into modern book. They very fourth wall breaking, very meta. The Scott from NerdSync referenced this in a video recently where they were talking about how you don't see thought bubbles anymore. This whole story is very meta. And this is Multiversity. It says issue 2. This is like everyone as well. This might have been the conclusion of that story. I could not tell you properly. That is all the issues that they did for Multiversity, so it's all in there. It's just, I don't know if I've got the issues in the right order. Okay, so that is the last for that lot. The next stuff, I've got a couple of runs of variant art, and then I've got some Marvel books, so I'm just going to tidy up again, and then we'll get back to it again. Okay, we are 2/3 of the way through this box now. We're almost there. These are all the DC Bombshell variant art. I believe this is all of them, until they started to do some more after the fact, because They made the Bombshells into their own miniseries and stuff like that. So this was all of the original launch of them, I believe. I believe the Wonder Woman and maybe one other were the only two that I couldn't get in my first order, and I had to pick them up separately online. Got Wonder Woman, got Superman and Wonder Woman. So you got Wonder Woman and Supergirl on the cover of that one. Superman with Lois Lane, Red Hood and the Outlaws with Starfire, Justice League United with Stargirl, Justice League Dark there with Zatanna, Justice League Gold Platinum, maybe her character's called Platinum, one of the Metal Men? Metal? There was a team all about metal people, and I think Steel was on it for a little bit. Harley Quinn, that's probably one of the most famous ones. Green Lantern Corps with Arisia. You've got Green Lantern with Carol Ferris. I believe it's Carol Ferris. She became a Pink Lantern for a time. I don't know if she still is in canon. Flash with... I'm going to assume that's Iris West. That's this version of Iris West. We might be wrong. I can't remember which version of Iris West we had in that current timeline. Earth 2 with Hawkgirl. Detective Comics with Poison Ivy. This is one of the most popular cosplays that I've seen from any of the Bombshells. You always see people doing that one. Catwoman with Catwoman. Batwoman with Batwoman as a slugger in a baseball team. It's a really cool, like, baseball card. She signed it for her as well. Batman, Superman again. So you got Batgirl and Supergirl this time. Batman and Ra's al Ghul, because that needed their own title in the New 52. With Talia al Ghul, I believe, on the front. Joker's daughter on the main Batman series. Batgirl on the Batgirl series. Mira on the Aquaman. And Action Comics with Supergirl. I actually had a big print of the Supergirl one. I think it might actually still be available on my eBay. I was trying to flog it. So that is all of the Bombshells variants. Let's go on to the film poster variants. Okay, these are super cool. I'm a massive film buff. I don't believe this is all of them. I think I missed a few of them, but they just did every title, I think, of that month had a movie poster variant. So this is Teen Titans riffing on Lost Boys, Superman and Wonder Woman, because they were forcing that romance for a bit. This is Gone with the Wind, I believe. Superman, this can actually tell you, like a blaxploitation, black action comedy movie. Superfly, maybe, I think it is. Supergirl, obviously this is Wizard of Oz, or maybe this version actually looks a bit more like The Wiz, I think, with these guys, but it's probably meant to be Wizard of Oz. Sinestro as Westworld. Justice League United as Mars Attacks. Justice League Dark as Beetlejuice, rather fitting. Justice League is Magic Mike. Not expecting that one. This is a Harley Quinn as Jailhouse Rock, obviously the Elvis Presley movie. Green Lantern Corps, I believe this is Forbidden Planet. Not the comic book store, the movie. I believe that's what that one's meant to be. Grayson, I think this is Enter the Dragon, if I'm getting my Bruce Lee movies right. That one is like, they've really hardly changed anything on that one. The Flash in East by West, is it? Like that, it's the guy running away from the plane in the crop field. I believe it's East by West, not South by Southwest. Detective Comics as The Matrix, obviously. Selena Kyle, Catwoman. This is Bullet, Steve McQueen movie. This one, I cannot remember which one this is. This is Superman, Batman. I believe it's Harrison Ford movie. Is it The Fugitive, maybe? The one where he has the encounter on the train. He's being chased by police officers down the train. I believe that's what that one is. I'll put it on screen so that we know which one it is, either way. This is Batman and Robin as the original Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Sorcerer's Stone, if you're from outside the UK, I believe. Batman as The Mask, obviously, the Joker there. Both inspiring each other. Batgirl, this is Deep Purple, I believe the movie was. Was it Purple Rain? Purple Rain, I believe it was, actually. Aquaman as Free Willy, was obviously. And Superman Action Comics. This is Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, I want to say. I always get the two Bill and Ted movies mixed up as to which poster was for which. So that's all the movie poster ones I've got. I believe we just have a few Marvel books left. And then we're done once after the Marvel books. But right now we're nearly done. Bear with me a few more minutes because these are the very last books. And there's going to be some pretty cool books here. So this was the prelude to the Deadpool core. So Deadpool collecting different versions of himself from throughout the multiverse. This was 2010 I got these. Put them all to one side for me as they came out. And I went and picked them all up in one big bulk order. This is all 5 issues, just like that. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, even Deadpool is a dog. Deadpool is a floating head from the Marvel Zombies storyline. Censored butthole. Yeah, pretty cool series. I am going to bag them separately in a minute. I did have Volume 1 as well, but I'm not entirely sure where it's gone. I think I said that in the last recording. I've got it in the house somewhere. It might be in a different box. Spider-Man 2099. It was a #1 relaunch of the series again. Variant art, so I just picked that up. We're into the original Sin stuff, I believe. After this stuff's going to be backwards in order, maybe. So we've got Thor and Loki issue 1. On Loki issue 2, so this is a dual cover. This is their sister, I believe it's Angelica, who was actually, I believe, in the Spawn comic book or in an Image comic book, but some sort of licensing thing meant that she could be brought over into Marvel for a time. I don't know if she still is part of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, no part 6. So that's the 5-issue run of that. This is where Thor became unworthy to wield Mjolnir after in the main original Sin storyline, something was said to him by Nick Fury, who was the Watcher at the time. He had seen something and it made Thor believe he was no longer worthy of holding Mjolnir, and that's how we ended up further down the line getting Jane Foster as Thor. Original Sins, so this is sort of kind of like that Secret Origins book that we saw earlier. Each one tells like a couple stories of different characters, sort of sins from their past type thing, and things that have maybe not so untoward and people don't want them to know, but everybody's secrets got out there because Nick Fury was the Watcher now. So that's issue 4, issue 3, issue 2, Black Knight on there. And this looks like an Iron Man version of Doctor Doom. And issue 1 has a really nice cover art on there. So this should be all the issues, yeah. So 7, 8, 7, 6. And all these covers, if you get them in the right order, do actually build one big image. Not entirely sure which way you've got to organize them to do that. And I'm not going to be able to do it while the double sleeve like this anyway. Yeah, I got all the variant arts for this entire series because I really enjoyed this connecting cover. And I did want to frame it one day, but I don't think that's going to happen because you're going to need 8 frames in a big square or something. Issue 5, issue 4, and issue 3. There's the Watcher after who died. He's killed by Nick Fury, I believe, and then he took his place. Issue 2 with the Hulk and Iceman on there, and issue 1 with Thor and Magic and the Watcher's eyeball. It was, to be fair, quite an interesting series. It was one of the better crossover events that Marvel was doing at the time. Death of Wolverine, issue 3. This is the foil cover, if you can see that. Ooh, that looks nice on camera. It looks clean. And issue 4 of 4 there. That is Wolverine being carried off by the Grim Reaper. So this is the storyline in which he actually died. I believe in the last issue you saw one of the issues of the Hunt for Wolverine, or the aftermath of Wolverine, like after he died, trying to figure out who was going to take up the mantle. That is issue 1. That's issue 2 there. Issue 1's cover works really well with the stark black background and then the oil and the red everywhere. Very nice. And the last book, we could have maybe finished on something stronger, but Civil War 2, issue 0, so this was a lead up to Civil War 2. Like I said, Original Sins was a better storyline than this big crossover one that they did not too long later. They killed Rhodey in it for maybe no apparent reason, shaking up things for the sake of shaking up things, and you couldn't really root for both sides of the argument in it like you could in the original Civil War. So thank you so much for watching these videos, guys. I hope you enjoyed the 3-part series. I hope this final episode was better than it would have been if I had gone with the original recording, because I managed to keep my energy up and I came refreshed to it. There was some cool books in there, some long series in there, so you probably saw that a little bit sped up a little bit. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We've got more coming. The next video after this one should be my entire manga collection 2022. That's going to be a doozy because last time I think I had maybe 10 books, and now I've got more than I want to count right now. I need to catalog them. Yeah, crazy things. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to pick up any of these books, like I said, click the link in the description down below to go to Blackwell's Books, pick up the trade paperback version of it if you want. If you followed that link and buy something, help me out. Just following that link and having a look on the website also drives engagement for me, so that helps. Let me know what your favorite book from today was. Let me know what things you want to see in the future. And like I said, follow the socials. They'll be linked in the description down below. You're probably seeing my new handle on screen here as well for the Instagram, just to let you guys aware of that again. I'll see you guys either later this week or next week for my full manga collection. Thank you for watching, guys. See you then.